My concerns about marriage is that I want to make sure that I am the best husband that I can be to Shyloh.
I know that there are a lot of things that are going to change in my life and just within me as a woman once I am married. I used to fear that he would change when we got married. I used to fear that one day I would just wake up and he would just be like totally different. But the more that we are together and the more that we're learning one another, he's kind of showing me that he's pretty consistent. That he is consistent. Because I know a lot of women, they marry men and then one day they're just abusive. You know what I mean? Or one day they're just mean and nasty and verbally abusive. And I didn't want that. I wouldn't necessarily call it a concern, but I'm just nervous about the change that marriage will bring. Because I'm used to, at the end of the day, when he goes back home, going home with my mom and dad, and I won't be able to do that anymore. And so it's just minor things. I mean, I don't really have any major concerns about marriage because I know that I'm supposed to be with this man, and I know that God wouldn't put me with a man who would hurt me after marriage or beat me or, you know, like turn on me. It's not like I've seen it, you know, with anybody that I know. I've just, you know, you watch too much TV, too many movies, you just feel like your husband is an axe murderer or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy times we live in, you know, and people get divorced. That's the reality of it all, and I do not want to do that ever. I want to get married once. That is all. Music. We disagree on very candid things. Like, they're not like serious or anything that would alter our relationship.
Musically, she's very sensual. She's very water and birds and wind and acoustic guitars
and flutes.
And yeah, she's very, very new age.
And then musically, he's very. He is a funk master.
Yeah.
And he loves like old school, like churchy church music, like choir stands and robes.
I love that stuff. And she's not that way. She's very Hillsong, Planet Shakers, you know, CCM, or she loves it. She just goes in, you know. Then when Ricky Dillard get up and sing, My Soul Say Yes, I'm in the corner shuffling.
We never come together on it.
No.
And that's why it's so interesting that we work together musically.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that is a serious form of compromise, actually. Because now we have to bring these two worlds together, and it's going to be interesting to see how it comes out.
I love lyrics.
Yeah. I like music that makes you just be like,
yeah.
I like that type of stuff.
Get up, get on up. And he can be like, yeah! I'm like, that says nothing to me. I wouldn't really say it's difficult. I think when two people are walking in the same direction, it makes it less difficult as opposed to two people walking in two different directions. Relationship-wise, as far as with Christ.
I'll agree with that. There's an understanding established in the beginning that we're going to walk with Christ on this. And we do
it. That is not easy. I will say that part of it's not easy. Because it's just a natural emotion. Like, your mind and your body doesn't know, I'm not married to this man. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a struggle in the sense that it's something that we deal with daily. You know, it's not something it's not going away. Like that. It doesn't go away because you ignore it. Matter of fact, if you ignore it, it'll sneak up on you. We also, though, we refuse to treat it like it's abnormal, because the truth is it's not. It's very normal, and it doesn't make sense for us to act like we're wrong for feeling that for each other, because we're not. I
used to feel that way though.
Yeah.
I think in that Rough Night video, like, I felt bad. If anything, it has gotten tougher now that we visit each other back and forth. You know.
Yeah, like being on the phone or engaging in that type of conversation. Like, I mean, I don't think that temptation even comes up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The thing is we make sure that we acknowledge that that's what it is. We have to acknowledge it. But when you ignore them, it opens the door for the enemy to kind of sneak in and just present whatever type of opportunity he wants to, and cause a dividing rift between the two of us.
Yeah, even if it's not between us, you know what I mean? And that just goes along with the whole when you're with somebody, other people find you desirable. Mm-hmm. And so we try to steer clear of that as well. And that's why we oftentimes pray for keen discernment, mm-hmm. because there will be a lot of people that approach us on a day-to-day basis who might have a motive later on down the road, but they just want to be our friends for mm-hmm. right now. And so we just have to be careful of that. But we have talked about this before, and we have consciously made a mutual decision, to not have sex before marriage, because ultimately, what you said? You don't want to look at me the next day and be like, what have I done?
Yeah, I mean, to be transparent with you, YouTube, like, that's what keeps me at bay, because, okay, you know, I'm 35, I've been through a lot, like, she's a virgin, I'm not, mm-hmm. you know, so the struggle is great on two different sides. Like, because she's a virgin doesn't make her struggle less great than mine. I think what makes our struggle great is because there's emotion and passion involved. Mm-hmm. You know, it has nothing to do with, our body's just going crazy and we just want to do stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just like there's a lot of emotion and passion involved. And so a lot of that is out of our feelings for each other, not just, you know,
we want to have
sex. So
but we also, like, even though in our natural minds, like, we just don't want to regret
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We also, like, get on the other side as well. Like, we really do want to honor God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as far as even our marriage is concerned, because we know that if that is something that we are faithful to God on, He's going to bless us for it.
Just be an example to the world that, you know, and just loving God more than, this is why I said you gotta find somebody that loves God more than you love each other.
Right.
Because that's when it really, it's not as easy as it sounds. Like, it's not easy because you just, but at the same time, not only do we have this spiritual element, but like, there's gonna be, because we want to honor God, like, you know, we slip up and do that. Like, there's always that battle. Like, we're gonna wake up the next day and hate each other because, you know what I mean? Like, even if we didn't, why do we even want? I don't even want to even have to think about that. You know what I mean? Like, or what's that gonna do for a relationship? Like, is it gonna take it somewhere where we don't want to go, or is it gonna, like, everything gonna spiral down after that? Like, are we gonna lose? She's gonna lose respect for me. You know,
I just personally feel like if that door is open, we're just gonna keep opening it.
Yeah, you know, it just changes the relationship. It just changes the way things are dealt with, and then it at this point now, it kind of hurts our example and it kind of hurts our witness now. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot we have to think about. So now there's more than at stake than just our spiritual stand or, you know, our respect for each other, because now we have other people looking at our relationship going, well, this couple is, you know, refraining from sex. You know what I mean? So, mm-hmm. you know. Right away. Only thing awkward was being face to face, looking at who we've been talking to the whole time
for 6 months.
For 6 months on Skype and all that. So that was the only awkwardness, because it was like, what do we say to each other? How do we engage in conversation? What do we talk about? You know.
I knew.
Yeah. Like,
I knew that I was supposed to be with him, and it was just kind of like that. I exhaled.
Right when you came out of the house. And you hugged me, I was just like, there it is.
Yeah.
It depends. Most times me.
I was gonna say you, because Donyea gets sidetracked with the TV, and I'll be like, babe, come on. Like, sometimes I'll just have to straight up turn the TV off for him to just, you know. Or he'll be putting on his sock in mid-sock, mid-foot. He'll just stop and just start watching. And I'm like, how do you do that? You need me to help you pull your socks up and put them on so we can get out the door? But yeah.
Easy for me, not for her.
I wouldn't say it's not.
She don't like it.
It's, listen, okay. All right. I wouldn't say it's not easy for me. I'm just not always down for it. I'll put it that way.
She gotta be in a certain mood. You're just more random with yours. That's the thing. Like, I'm consistently the same way all the time. So when she does it, it's a monumental event. Like,
don't say that. I don't condone violence in relationships. Don't do that.
When she does it,
that was a playful. Don't jump like I'm hitting you hard.
We're both affectionate in public.
He is more affectionate, though.
Yeah, I mean...
Just all the way around. I won't say in public or in private. All the way around, he is more affectionate than I am. Like, I mean, I'm affectionate in private. Like, just not as affectionate as he is. Like, he just acts on it all the time. And I just have to be in a certain mindset. You know what I mean? Because it's just the way I am. Because... it's been a while since I've been in like a serious relationship. Like, I'm not naturally wired to be affectionate in private because I always feel like it's gonna lead somewhere else, and so I just don't do it.
Good question.
Very good question.
Very good question. This is the best question in the whole thing. Ooh, you go first.
Really? It can be difficult.
Yeah.
And then in some cases it can be easy. It's easy because we're both musically inclined enough to say, let's do this right now. Let's get this done. Let's get this out of the way. It's hard because sometimes I feel like we can't separate between business and relationship. And so in the business area, if he does something for me musically and I don't like it, I feel bad in telling him that I don't like it because I feel like my boyfriend's feelings will get hurt as opposed to my producer or my musician.
It's easier to work together when we're not together.
Yeah, true.
But when we're together, we just want to be together. So it's hard to like synergize and focus on let's just get this done, because that really entails turning off a part of our relationship and turning on another part, and then turning that back on, you know, and it's just kind of hard to kind of do that because we don't spend every day with each other like we would if I lived in her city or she lived in mine. Like, it would be totally easy because we could just pick a day and say, okay, that's the day we're gonna do that. Tomorrow we'll just go to Chuck E. Cheese, like, you know. But
I feel like it should be easier to separate the two because we started out doing music together and then we got into a relationship together, and I just feel like, you know, but he doesn't understand why I compartmentalize and why I separate everything, because he feels like it should all be the same, you know, because it's easy for me to be like, hey babe, I need you to do this track for me for YouTube. You know, but then when he started doing it, I take off my girlfriend hat and then I put on my artist hat. And I'm just like, no, tweak that. No, do that. No, no, And he's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, she's a perfectionist in the highest degree. And it's very difficult as a perfectionist to do something for a perfectionist.
These were really, really good questions.
Yeah.
He's kind of spacing out over here, so.
Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys, and Facebook and Twitter. We do appreciate you guys for submitting questions and just for watching us.
And for your support.
Yeah. And for your love. For your love.
I like love.
Yeah. Your love for our relationship is very overwhelming, and we really, really appreciate it. Stay tuned until the next video. Hopefully we'll get some more things going for you guys, but we definitely wanted to answer these questions. All right, well, we will see you guys on the next video.